Let's talk about something that I know you've secretly wondered, at least to some degree. How do I get my man to be more masculine? Maybe you're tired of being the one making all the decisions. Maybe you want him to take charge a little more. Maybe you just want to feel like you can finally relax and not be the one that's holding everything together in your family. But here's the deal, and it's so important that you understand this. Masculine energy cannot be forced. Not at all. You cannot lecture or coach or train a man into stepping up. I know, tragic. But what you can do is shift your energy in a way that inspires him to step up into his masculine without you having to say a word. Not only is it going to help make him step more up into his masculinity, but it's going to make him even more obsessed with you. And who doesn't want that? So today I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. Stick around to the end because I'm giving you some real life things that you can start doing immediately to change the energy dynamic in your relationship. But before we dive in, if you're on a journey of stepping into your feminine energy, I have something just for you. I put together a free cheat sheet. It's called Effortless Feminine Energy, 10 Micro Habits for Softness and Ease in 5 minutes or less. These are quick shifts that you can make today to feel even more feminine, and even if you're already busy or stressed or glued to your to-do list, because I know that that's reality for a lot of people. The link is in the description box below, so grab it now before you forget. All right, let's get into it. Hi, I'm Amanda, and I teach high-achieving women just like you how to live a life of softness and ease without burning your life to the ground. Because let's be honest, most of us women have spent way too long in survival mode, running on fumes, and wondering why so many of us feel so disconnected from ourselves. Feminine energy is the key to unlocking that ease. And that's exactly what we're here to talk about today. Masculine and feminine energy. What does that mean and why does it even matter? First things first, let's get really clear on why it matters, because it really, really does. In any romantic relationship, there's something called polarity. This is the energetic attraction between masculine and feminine energy. And it's what makes you drawn to and attracted to him, and what makes him feel like he can't live without you or keep his hands off of you. It's what creates passion, chemistry, and that deep, effortless connection that we all crave. And if you're feeling unfulfilled in your relationship, if things feel off, if you feel like you're exhausted from carrying the load of everything, or if you wish that your partner would step up more, there's a good chance that this polarity is out of balance. And I'll also say that if you can sense, or maybe you know, that he's not as obsessed with you or as enamored with you as he once was, or anything that makes you feel a little like, I wish that I felt like I made him feel like I know I did in the beginning, that means that he's feeling that lack of polarity too. And I know that feels grim. I know, because that's where I was before I healed my own wounded feminine energy, and therefore healed the dead and dusty polarity in my marriage. But we're focusing on the solution today. That's what we're talking about, so let's dive right in. Women thrive in their feminine energy when they're feeling open and soft and receptive and in tune with their body and living in a state of flow. Men, on the other hand, thrive in their masculine energy, which is when they're leading and providing and protecting and doing and accomplishing. The problem? A lot of us, especially us ambitious, capable, high-achieving, smart women, have been stuck in our masculine for so long that we don't even realize that we're the ones blocking him from stepping up. And I know some of you are already feeling a little defensive, thinking, so you're saying it's my fault? Actually, yeah, I kind of am, but that is really, really good news. Because if you can be part of the problem, then you can absolutely be part of the solution. And you have way more influence over this dynamic than you think. And that is so extremely powerful. I hope you're really grasping that, because I'm jumping ahead a little bit, but let me paint the picture and give you some spoilers here for a second. Right now, your feminine energy is wounded and you're operating way too much in your masculine energy. Womp womp. But by going through the process of healing your own feminine energy, which looks like prioritizing yourself and making yourself happier than you probably ever have been in your whole adult life, the most amazing byproduct comes from that. Your relationship becomes hotter and more passionate. You become unbelievably magnetic to this man that you've been with forever. He steps up into his masculine role that you crave without you ever having to say a word about it to him. Which brings me to why you cannot force masculine energy. Not only can you not force him to be more masculine, but you don't even have to. That's the beauty of it. There's a reason why this video is called How to Inspire Masculine Energy, not how to make your man be more masculine. It's an incredibly important distinction. If you want your man to be more masculine, the absolute worst thing that you can do is try to force it. Nagging won't work, and it makes you uglier. I'm kidding, kind of. Criticizing definitely won't work, and won't make him take you on more romantic dates. Giving him a TED Talk on what it means to be more masculine? Yeah, no. Masculine energy is all about self-led action. It has to come from within him. It must be intrinsic and be his own idea. The second that you start pushing him to be more masculine, you're actually doing the opposite. You're stepping into the role of the leader, initiator, and decision maker. So ironic, right? That would be you being masculine, which is exactly what we're trying to get away from. And if you're taking up all the masculine space, there's no room left for him. So what actually does work, right? That's what we're trying to solve for here. The secret? It's your feminine energy. Of course. Yeah. The key to inspiring his masculine energy without you having to say a word is your own feminine energy, because a man naturally steps into his masculine when he's around feminine energy. It is instinctual. But if you're constantly controlling and planning and deciding and leading, he doesn't have to, nor does he even have the chance to. So he doesn't do it. And then you get frustrated, and then he gets passive, and then suddenly you're in a relationship where you feel like you're dragging everything forward and he's just there along for the ride. No one's happy and no one's turned on. Sound familiar? No worries, because here's how we shift that. First, you must lean back. Yes, even when it feels uncomfortable, which it will at first for both of you, because it's new and different. If you've been in your masculine energy for a long time, the idea of leaning back is probably going to feel deeply unnatural, but it's the first step, and arguably the most important. Start small. Stop making all of the decisions. Let him take the lead in little things like picking a restaurant, handling a problem, or planning a date. And I know what you're thinking, but what if he doesn't? What if he does it wrong? Relax. Let him figure it out. That is how masculine energy grows, by doing, not by being micromanaged. And the benefit is twofold, because when you lean back, you're inspiring his masculine energy, so he's stepping up like you want, but you're also becoming more aligned with your feminine energy, which is also what you want. You must stop nagging and mothering him, and I say this with love. Men do not respond well to being nagged, and I know that you already know this. This is not brand new information to you, but I also know that it is too easy to do even when we don't mean to or want to, and especially if you're currently stuck in your masculine energy. If you're constantly reminding, correcting, or mothering him, guess what? He's gonna check out, because masculine energy thrives on feeling respected and needed, not on being micromanaged like a child. Instead of saying something like, why don't we ever plan dates? No, I'm not going to do a voice. Instead of saying, why don't you ever plan dates? Try, I'd love for us to go on a date. What do you think about planning something fun for us? That slight, yes, very slight shift makes all the difference. It invites him into his masculine rather than making him feel criticized. Again, girl, I'm on your team. Everything I'm telling you about what to do for him is actually for you and your benefit. And that particularly comes into play when we talk about appreciating his efforts, even if they're very small at first, because this is so important, especially if he's not really used to stepping into his masculine role yet, because men thrive on non-condescending, super important distinction there, positive reinforcement. If he makes an effort, any effort, to step more into his masculine, or does something that allows you to step more into your feminine, acknowledge it, even if it's not perfect, even if you would have done it differently. Masculine energy grows when it feels respected and appreciated. If he does something thoughtful, let him know that you see it. Trust me, when you do, he will want to do more. And the concept of the self-fulfilling prophecy really comes into play here. When you start appreciating his efforts, even the really small ones, you're reinforcing the behavior that you want to see more of. This is where the self-fulfilling prophecy really kicks in. When you acknowledge and respect his masculinity, he starts to feel more masculine, which makes him naturally want to act more masculine. It creates a beautiful cycle where he steps up, you soften, and the dynamic between you shifts in a really beautiful way. But here's the key. The appreciation has to feel genuine, not forced or patronizing, or it won't work. If he plans a date night, even if it's not exactly what you would have personally chosen, let him know that you love that he took initiative. Maybe he plans a bowling date and you hate bowling. You don't have to say, "Thank you for taking me bowling. I'm obsessed with bowling. How do you know?" But you can still appreciate his efforts and therefore reinforce his masculine energy while being genuine, even though you don't really like bowling. If he fixes something around the house or handles a stressful situation for you, take a second and say something like, "I love when you take care of things like that for me." Men thrive on being respected. I know that's not the first time I've said it in this video because it's really important. And when they feel like their efforts are noticed and valued, they'll instinctively want to do more. And this is made even more powerful when you also let him know how it makes you feel, because that's what your man really cares about more than anything. So something like, "I love when you take care of things like that because it makes me feel so well taken care of, and it feels so good to know that I don't have to worry about those things." Something like that goes such a long way to him, and he is going to have the internal self-motivation to want to keep doing the things that are going to make you feel good. That's how men are wired. And doesn't that work out so nicely for us? Because at the end of the day, what men want more than anything, their deepest desire at their core, is to feel like your hero. And everything that we're talking about today is powerful, but the next point is my favorite because I'm a girl's girl, and there's nothing I am more passionate about than making women feel like they are living the happiest version of their life possible. And the best way to do that also happens to be one of the most powerful tools in inspiring your man's masculine energy. So of course, I'm talking about prioritizing your own feminine energy, because at the end of the day, the most powerful thing that you can do to inspire his masculine energy is to focus on yourself and your own feminine energy. Because when you're soft and radiant and fully in your feminine and feeling so damn aligned and good, it naturally draws out the masculine energy in him. So instead of obsessing over what he's not doing, ask yourself, how can I feel more feminine today? It's an incredibly powerful shift. Not only will it transform your relationship dynamic, but frankly, your whole entire life. The more that you embody that energy, the more space that you create for him to step into his masculine. Because if you're not, someone has to. So why not him? And if you want to know exactly how to do that, I've created a 10-day feminine energy reset challenge that you can check out in the description box below. It walks you through my step-by-step process to reclaiming your feminine energy in just 10 days. And don't forget about the free cheat sheet down below, Effortless Feminine Energy, 10 micro habits for softness and ease in 5 minutes or less, also down there. So if you want to shift your relationship dynamic, here's what I want you to try this week. Let him take the lead on something small, a date, a decision, even just driving the car. I'm so sorry, but the term passenger princess is a thing for a reason. Men should drive the cars. There, I said it. Reframe your requests. Instead of demanding, invite. Instead of criticizing, appreciate. Pull back on the nagging. I know it's hard. Do it anyway. It might feel unnatural at first, but I promise it also feels amazing for you to let that go for both of you. Focus on your own feminine energy. Do something every single day for this next week that makes you feel soft, relaxed, or playful. And if you found this helpful, I know that you'll love this video on about how to create a stronger polarity in your relationship. I hope that you'll subscribe so I can see you next time. Until then, stay aligned.